Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Patrick Bentley, founder of TechPeer. And I wanted to do a quick run through of what our process actually looks like, right? So we differentiate ourselves from other web development and web design companies because over the years, our experience has allowed us to create a carefully crafted process. And we talk about it right here on the front of our website. So what do we actually mean when we say a carefully crafted process? Well, let's actually take you through it. So, once you become one of our customers, the first thing that we do is we start off with a discovery document. And we're asking very simple questions like, the contact, mailing address, what are the services that you provide? But then we also go into things like your vision. What are your core values, right? And I'll show you why this is important a little bit later, but we want to know your core values. What's the tone that you want for your website when it to come through in your website, right? We also ask you things about your competitors so we can look at some of the languages that they're using. What is it that actually is your USP, or what we call your unique selling proposition? We want to know about who your target audience is. So the way that you sell a car to a 25-year-old is not the same way that you would sell a car to a 40-year-old, right, with three kids. And so it's important for us to know who your target audience is so that we can know what kinds of copy, what kinds of images, what kinds of feels, what kind of vibes, right, we need to have in your site. So we also ask frequently asked questions. We go into a few other things. And this is very important. What's the most important thing that you want? What's the most important call to action that you want on your site? Right. And this is important because, again, your site needs to do something. So there are a lot of people that can create websites for you. But what you want is you actually want your site to solve a business problem. For most companies, that's going to be lead generation, right? You want them to download something. You want to get their information so that you can try to turn them from a prospect or someone who's interested into an actual customer, right? And a brochure site just won't cut it. But we need to know what exactly is the action that you want for your customers to take or for your visitors to take on your site, right? So once we go through kind of these general website design questions, we also ask you things about integration. If you're working with us on your full branding, this is the meat of that. Your logo design. What kinds of different logo styles do you like, right? Do you want an emblem? Do you want something abstract? Do you want something classic? Do you want feminine or masculine, right? So we really dig deep. And then once we go through this discovery process, we're also going to actually go through some of our sites, and we're going to find different logos that you like. So we're going to hop over to a tool that we like to use called Logo Moose, right? We also use Dribble. We've got a few tools, but we want to get a feel for what it is that you actually like. What kinds of logo styles or design styles do you actually like, right? And this helps us to actually to make your design for you, right? And then we take all of that and we put it into a markup board for you. So we use markup, and that allows for us to actually go in and take screenshots of different designs and different things, and then we can share that with you, right? And we can have you comment on. So let's take a look at a quick one here, just an example. So this is really cool, right? So we take all of these things and then we actually share it with our designers as well. And this is how we're able to collaborate. I'm also going to make a video about how we actually collaborate, and we collaborate asynchronously because we're a remote team. We're all across the globe, right? So how do we do that? And markup is one of the tools that we use to do that. So anyway, so you can see here that we can take some different screenshots of some different sites and elements and animations that you may like. And what I really like about this is we can actually comment on this, and you can come in and comment on this as well and tell us why you like it. But anyway, so after we do that discovery template, right, then we take that and we turn that into what becomes your actual branding guideline doc. And this is your info template for your company, right? So we take all that information and then we basically condense it and we make it look a little bit neater, right? And then we use that. We talk about your process, whatever your values are, right? And then we take that. And if you're a branding customer, we take that and we turn that into your branding guidelines. And this is what we spend the first 30 days working on when you work with us. Just making sure that we are bringing all of the different concepts and processes and different things about your company and putting those into an actual design that illustrates all of those things. So this is mine, right? So the cool thing about a branding guideline is that once you get your branding guideline, this will actually not only give guidance as far as your design elements for your site, but you can take this and you can give this to any designer. Let's say that you want to design a t-shirt. Let's say that you want to design some letterhead as an example, or a business card, right? Like, we do all of those things for you, but we also help you to figure out all the different variations, the different of your logo, secondary logos, and also your typefaces, right? All of the different typography that you may want to use. And so whether this is on your site, on your Facebook page, all of this is going to be consistent. And this is a part of what makes a brand a strong brand. So this is ours. You can see this, right? And then after we do that, then we actually start going into the site design. And what we do for site design is we actually start with a site map. So a site map, think of this as basically just and you can do this hand drawn as well, but this is just a diagram that goes into every single page of your website, as well as every single section in your website, right? So we know, and you confirm with us every single section in your website. Now notice, we like to use Webflow, right? We can also use WordPress. We can also hard code if you really want to, but we like to use content management systems so that way, once we get everything set up, then you can go behind us and you can just basically use a graphical user interface and just drag and drop, add new posts and everything. But there are things that need to change, right? So as an example in mine, like, I made my process a CMS, right, or what we call a collection in Webflow. And the reason why I did that is I may want to refine this later. I may want to add some steps. I may want to take some steps out, right? So I need to have this be able to change, and I need to be able to do it without code. I need to be able to add more case studies to my website. I need to be able to add blogs. So these are all what we call CMSs, right? But notice that we have sections, pages, call to actions, but we break all of that down, right? And then once you confirm that we have a sitemap, then we take that and we create what we call our low fidelity wireframes. So think of this as just black and white, basic site. Now, once we do this and we get you to confirm this, basically we have this for every single page, right? And once we get your confirmation, then we take that, and this is how we actually start creating the copy. So now that we have every single section of your site prepared, then we can do the copy, right? And so again, over the years, we've learned that there are a lot of things that are assumed. And if you're not experienced with doing a website, these are also things that a typical client wouldn't necessarily think about, right? So what we do is we break it down step by step so that way there's no confusion, but also it gives you time to think, right? And this entire time that we're doing this, we're talking to each other weekly. We're giving all of these we're giving you updates all the time, right? And then we take that, once we have all of that complete, then we take that and we turn that into your high fidelity wireframes, right? And these are ours again, right? Just to give you an example. But those high fidelity wireframes, that's actually the real deal design, right? Or at least it's what we're going to take, and this is what we're going to create. This is what we're going to create your actual site with, right? So you can see that this is just, it's still got dummy copy there, but this is what became our site, right? So we actually use the same exact process internally. And this is the same process that we've used for dozens of clients throughout the year, and we've refined it, right? And this process is how we take you from nothing, right, to a complete brand, right? Logo design, new branding. We also give you social media assets. And then we take that and ultimately you end up with a beautiful looking website where now you've got call to actions, and it's going to be exactly what you need it to be to solve a problem. Oh, and by the way, we also will include Google Analytics in this as well. But yeah, this is our process, right? And this is what separates us from others, right? Is the fact that this is carefully curated, we're experienced, and we've done this a few times. and we're constantly iterating this process as well, right? So anyway, thanks. I hope this has been helpful for you. If this is something you're interested in, of course, go to techpeerconsulting.com. Reach out to us. Reach out to me on YouTube, on Facebook, on IG. Hey, give us a holler. Thank you so much. And in my next video, we're going to talk a little bit about Google Analytics and why that's important in your website. Peace.